Today we are at Farringdon Westbound Subsurface Platform. Now very shortly I'm going to arrive on that platform, platform here, but I am not going to touch out. I'm not going to go to street level. I'm going to use something that the Elizabeth line has opened up to us. So let's go and see, shall we? So first of all, we've got to make our way from the westbound subsurface platform to the Lizzie line. Again, we are going to come back onto the westbound platform very shortly, arriving by train, but I am not going to tap out. I am not going to use street level. We're going to use something the Lizzie line has opened up for us. So let's follow signs now to Elizabeth line. So we are now entering the Elizabeth line platforms. As you can see, we're going to go down the escalators and onto the Elizabeth line platforms. But as I said before, we are not going to travel on the Elizabeth line and we're not going to tap out and go to street level. But we are going to arrive on the westbound platform on a westbound subsurface train here at Farringdon. So let's go on our adventure. So the Elizabeth line core section opens on the 24th of May. So this connection here is brand new. It's only been opened a couple of weeks. Now with Farringdon, the platforms here are so long that we can actually walk from one station to the next station on the subsurface line, which is the Circle, Hammersmith and City and Metropolitan line from here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to walk along the Elizabeth line platforms to the next station along, which is Barbican. So let's go. First of all, we are going to take the westbound or eastbound platforms, and all we've got to do is walk across them. So let's have a look. As you can see, all the stations here are very fresh, very modern and very new, but the platform length is extremely long. At the moment they're running 9-car trains, but in the future they can add 11 coaches to the trains. The platform edge doors here, they have got facilities to add another 2 coaches to the trains, so that is to come in the future. All the core sections in the tunnels have the platform edge doors that open with the trains. As you can see now, it will close when the train is ready. Now when the white light, if you see the white light above the doors here, that tells people that the train is ready to depart. So if there is a platform staff on duty, it tells them the train is ready to depart. The core section of this route is all ATO. All the driver does is push a couple of buttons and the train departs itself. So it's really handy to know when it's time to go when the white light shows up. But as we continue now on our adventure, we are walking down Farringdon platform and we're going to go the whole length of the platform, and let's hope we end up in Barbican. The signs up here say way out Barbican. If you can see, I'll pan around. It says way out Barbican, so we're heading the right way. So as I was saying, the platform edge doors here and at other stations along the core have some blanked off areas. This is to accommodate 11 coaches when the 11 coach trains come into force, so they can be extended to 11 coaches. But we have now arrived at the other end of Farringdon platform, the way out for Barbican. So we're going to follow the signs now to Barbican. So it's quite a long walk, I would say, but it can be done. And just to make it a little bit more interesting, you have a choice here at the Barbican exit. You can either take the escalators or you can take one of the incline lifts that are here at Farringdon. The incline lifts are basically a lift that goes up horizontally. Because of the nature of the stations, they cannot go up like normal. They have to do it like horizontally. So at the moment the lift is at the top there, and it's going to come down now. I push the buzzer. So as you can see, it runs on the rails. We've got 2 rails there and a cable. So as it's coming down, as the weight goes up, the cable is coming down and it brings the lift car down to the lower level. It is quite slow and does take quite a bit of time, but it's really good for the accessibility of the Elizabeth line, and it's a great way to make it accessible for all. If they can't go up, let's go sideways. So as you can see, the lift is now approaching the station. where we'll get on. Now the lift does take a few seconds to register before the doors open, just to make sure that it's all secure and the doors will open with a flat path for us to get in. So this is one of 4 incline lifts on the Elizabeth line. There's 2 at Liverpool Street and 2 here at Farringdon. As you can see, we're going up, 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 sideways. So it's, you could say, like a railway, but lift style of a railway. It does run on the 2 running rails there either side with the cable in the middle. There's the weight that goes down and pulls the lift up. So yes, a really clever invention, really, really great for the Elizabeth line, as it's a modern railway and we want to be accessible for everyone. So a great invention, and yeah, really good for accessibility on the Elizabeth line. After coming out of the first incline lift from platform level, we reached this landing. Now we have a choice of going up the escalators or the second incline lift to the street level here at Barbican. We're not going to take that route. We're going to take this little passageway here on the left, lift to the Metropolitan, Hammersmith and City and Circle westbound platforms. Let's go and see where this lift can take us. So this lift isn't a funicular lift, incline lift. This is just your bog standard lift. Each lift has its own guide on where it goes and where you need to go to. So we're going to go on this lift, in this lift should I say, and go up, up, up and see where it takes us. As the lift approaches now, we're going to go in. Now the Elizabeth line has some weird numbering. So you've got like minus floors. So we are going to go to, where are we going to go? We're going to go to floor 0, I think. No, floor -1. Yep, floor -1. Let's see where that takes us. So hopefully now this should take us to the Hammersmith and City line platforms. But we're no longer in Farringdon. You can see the trains just through that door there. That's quite cool. So as we come out, dun dun dun, we are now at the westbound platforms for the subsurface lines at Barbican. So yes, we've started in Farringdon and we've come to Barbican without getting on any trains, without leaving on street level, and it's only accessible via this lift here, which is at the end of the platform, tucked away where the old Thameslink used to go. So now we're going to hop on a train back to Farringdon to end up at the westbound Farringdon platform where we began not so long ago. So here's our westbound Hammersmith and City line train arriving now. As I said, it's just at the end of the platform here where the old Thameslink trains used to go from. There's the lifts just at the side there. So we're going to take the journey now back to Farringdon on this westbound train. So it's quite a pointless journey we just did, but it's quite cool that the Elizabeth line has opened so much up for us, and so many unusual walkways and lots of different corridors to explore.
The next station is Farringdon.
There you go, she just said next stop Farringdon. Let's see you at Farringdon. So we are now arrived back at Farringdon westbound subsurface platform. Just shortly before we left here on foot, and now I've arrived here by train, but not leaving the station, not taking another train, just by walking around the very complex, I would say, easy maybe for some, walkways that the Elizabeth line has opened to us. Because the platforms, as I said, are so long here at Farringdon, the platform stretches from Farringdon to Barbican. So the exit at Barbican goes onto the platform in Barbican. So you can walk from here to Barbican via the Elizabeth line platforms, not use the Elizabeth line, and come back on a westbound train without going on an eastbound train to get to the westbound platform. So it's yeah, really cool, and I hope you enjoy this video. I can do some more as time permits, but yes, as you can see, this is where we started off, and not so long ago. And I'll just go back to the exact same spot, just one moment. I would give you a word of warning if you are using your contactless bank cards, Oyster cards. There's time limit on your cards to tap in and tap out, so just be aware of your time limit if you're going to do this walk. And don't tap in here at Farringdon and then tap back out here at Farringdon, because it won't pick it up as a journey. It's best if you do this on a paper ticket or travel card. So here we go, the westbound platforms where we began. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.